Hey yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nick, and if you didn't already know me, and today I'm at the front of my house because we're back in quarantine in Queensland, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do the tailwhip flat on a scooter. I did this tutorial about 4 years ago, but I think it's time for an update. The tutorial back then wasn't really the best I could have produced, and I've got some more tips for you guys on the way. So if you do end up enjoying and learning something, make sure you go and smash a like on that video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new to my channel. I try and post as regularly as possible. And as always guys, let's just get straight into the tutorial. I'm going to break it down for you guys and try and make it as simple as possible so you guys can either learn something from it or even learn your first tailwhip from it. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, before I tell you guys the motion of the tailwhip, I'm quickly going to tell you how to jump when doing the tailwhip. First of all, you don't want to be doing a bunny hop. A bunny hop is where the front wheel comes off the ground before the back wheel. The reason you don't want to be doing this is when you lift the front wheel off and then you try and flick the tailwhip, your body weight's going to be shifted to the back, like going backwards. And what will happen is the tailwhip will come out in front of you. That's not good because you want to try and keep the tailwhip below you, right there, so it's easy to put your feet back on. I'll put an example now over this video right now of what I mean by doing a bunny hop and then flicking it and how the deck will come out in front of you. You don't want to be doing this because one, it's going to make it a lot harder to land the tailwhip, because if the tailwhip's out here, you're going to bring your foot out here to catch it and then bring it back under you. Or if you try and stick your feet on while it's out here, you're going to land on your back wheel and then flick out and poo shoot. Not good. So what you want to do is just do a normal jump where both wheels leave the ground at the same time, like this. By doing this, you're keeping your body weight neutral on the scooter, which is good, and also you're keeping the scooter right there under you. You're not bringing it out in front of you like this, you're keeping it right there. So when you do the tailwhip, when the deck comes around, it's going to be right under you where you can put your feet on the scooter, back on the scooter again. That is good. After you perfected the jump and got as high as you possibly can get it, now it's time to do the motion of the tailwhip. So there's two different ways to do a tailwhip. You can do a normal tailwhip or you can do a heel whip. Normal tailwhip is where you flick the tailwhip with your foot. A heel whip is where you push the tailwhip. A heel whip will also come around behind you. So a heel whip is a lot harder to do. I recommend trying to learn the tailwhip first because it's a lot easier. Another thing people do is they do a heel whip and then they switch their feet so then they catch it normal. That's called sex change. Don't take that derogatory, it's just the name of the thing. So a sex change is where you do a trick and then you land with your feet facing the other way to make it natural. So you don't want to be doing that because it's a lot harder to do, and then you have to try and relearn different tricks. So try and learn the tailwhip, keeping your feet facing the same way when you take off and you land. So if you ride regular like me, you're going to be flicking the tailwhip to your left hand side, like that. And if you ride goofy, which is facing your feet to the left hand side, you're going to be kicking the tailwhip to the right. Once you know which side you're going to be kicking the tailwhip, then you can learn how to do the tailwhip. So what I find easiest is having your foot over the deck, so the front of your foot should be over the deck so the balls of your feet are just hanging off the edge of the deck. The reason why I do this is because it makes flicking the tailwhip a lot easier. If I have my balls of my feet on the scooter, then flicking the tailwhip's a lot harder because there's not enough grip to really push the tailwhip around. You want that maximum grip and maximum grip so you can really flick that tailwhip around and get it around properly. So your front foot's also going to play a part in this, but I'm going to talk about the back foot first. Back foot should be over the deck, balls of your feet just off the deck so you can really flick it around. See how my foot's not coming off there? It's staying on and I can really give it a good flick. Whereas if I have my balls on my feet on my scooter, it's already starting to come off there. That's not good because I can't flick it as hard as I can. Tailwhips are about maximum power when doing them. So now your front foot's going to play a small part in it. So you want to have your front foot just neutral on the scooter, and then when you do the tailwhip, your front foot's going to push, like flick a tiny bit as well. So you want to have your front foot just neutral on the scooter. You don't have to have your balls of your feet over the deck, edge of the deck for your front foot. You can just be neutral on the scooter, because when you flick it, it's just going to guide the tailwhip around to get that little bit extra more power so you can get it around quicker. Alrighty guys, so a common misperception with doing the tailwhip is people think their bars come into play. That's not true. It happens too quick for you to do anything with your bars. So your bars should just stay neutral. Your hands shouldn't really do much. It's predominantly with your legs for the tailwhip. It's when you start getting into double tailwhips, triple tailwhips and all that your hands will start to come into play and move a bit to try and get the tailwhip around quicker. For the tailwhip, you're just using your legs. So let me go through these steps one more time. So you're going to come over, you're going to do a bunny jump, two wheels off the ground at the same time. Your back foot's going to have the balls of the feet hanging off the edge. And then with that back foot, you're gonna flick it. Your front foot's also gonna flick, but it's gonna happen naturally. You're not gonna have to think about it too much. Predominantly just your back foot. Once the tail whip comes around, it should be coming around under you. If it's coming around out in front of you, then you might be lifting your front wheel off the ground first. So if you lift your front wheel off the ground first a bit, then you wanna try and just do a normal bunny hop and lift both wheels off the ground. Once the tail whip's coming around, just try and land it 1 foot at first. Don't try and land it 2 foot at first, because it's just not gonna work as well. Try and just get it 1 foot. And then eventually just move your front foot closer and closer until you can just fully commit to the trick. Once again, this trick's gonna take time. Every single scooter trick takes time. It took me ages before I learned how to tail whip flat, but once you get it, you keep gaining over and over, and then you get it really consistent. So, once you do those steps, you should be able to learn your first tail whip. It's gonna take time, but it should help. Hopefully I've helped you. Now, let me show you some tail whips and show you what the heck I'm talking about. And yeah, I'll show you what not to do and what to do. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, hopefully you have learned something from this video today, whether that be something that you're doing wrong in the tail whip, or even if you learnt your first ever tail whip. Leave down in the comments what you learnt, or even if you learnt your first tail whip, because I'd love to hear that. Obviously you can add tricks to the tail whip. You can add a bar spin, you can add a finger whip, you can add basically anything to a tail whip, but that is for a later video. This video is predominantly just to learn how to do the tail whip. So if you did learn something, or even if you're just watching this video and you already know how to tail whip, but you watched it because you want to get your tail whips more consistent, leave down in the comments what you learned and if it helped you. And as always guys, peace out. See you guys in the next video, which is hopefully a vlog, because hopefully this quarantine's over and we can ride again, and I'll be riding with Riley and we can film some vlogs and yeah, funny content, you know, we always know the deal. And yeah, fingers crossed this quarantine ends on Sunday. So peace out, see you guys soon.